yeah, sure, Tony would go, but all those guys would fight him that you said. All the top guys would, but they aren't going to look at him and say, hey, is there anybody else? I really don't want to get locked into a training camp with a guy that's notorious for pulling out a fight. I don't want to get locked into a world title fight with a guy that's going to miss weight. I don't want to get locked. You're going to have a little bit of resistance and arguments, and a lot of that, where you do hear resistance and arguments from the top guys, is them trying to get out of a hard fight. A lot of times that's true, but with Khabib, there were also very valid reasons. They have happened, and they've happened time and time again. So where I'm going with that is, it's a little bit harder to get Khabib on a docket with some of those top guys. Can you count? Can you put him in a main? Can you put a guy in the main event for a title historically does not make weight, and at the 11th hour you have to reveal to the fans it's no longer a title fight. You do have those things you have to consider when you're putting on a show, and their drama and their conflict that not everybody brings to the table. And that's not a kick Khabib session as much as this is what's happened. And you have to take those things into consideration.
BetDSI.com. Sign up today. Promo code Beyond25. Get $25 for free.
I've never been more intrigued for a women's fight, ever. Look, here's the deal. Cyborg's a stand-up fighter. She's good everywhere. We see her on the ground and pound. She knows the submissions, but I think we can all agree she's a Muay Thai fighter. She says it about herself. That's what we see her doing most of her fights. So I understand she has a complete game. But that's what she does most of. I think we can agree to that. I've even seen her compete in just straight-up kickboxing matches. So that's her strength. And she's a big, strong girl. You then look at Holly Holm. And Holly Holm's not weak by any means, but she can also fight down a weight class. The same couldn't be said for Cyborg. So we can get Cyborg. We can say she's a little bit bigger. But they're going to weigh in at the same thing. And they've only got 24 hours to rehydrate. So I think we're talking about a few pounds here. I don't think that size is going to be as much of a factor as a lot of people do. So let's bring it back to the striking. And I think I can say the same thing for Holly Holm that I said about Cyborg. I think Holly's a pretty complete fighter. But we know she wants to stay standing up. And if you just look at this fight on paper, it has really surprised me that Cyborg is the favorite in this, particularly by as lopsided as she is. That surprises me for a few reasons, and I'll lay out my case for you now. First off, Cyborg is an MMA fighter that really likes to strike. Well, Holly is a striker that got into MMA. So in theory and on paper, if it was to stay standing up, that is 100% to Holly's favor. Now, we did see Holly versus the Iron Lady, and again, on paper, that was in Holly's favor. The Iron Lady outstruck her and was so scared of Cyborg, she wouldn't even sign the contract and get in the ring. So I understand that there's some questions here, but that brings me back to the larger question of what kind of a scam is boxing and kickboxing? If Holly Holm can win 17 world championships in boxing and kickboxing, I've only seen Cyborg do one stand-up fight in my life. It was out in Vegas against a journeyman fighter of no name or recognition in front of nobody, and I happened to catch a clip of it on the internet, and Cyborg lost the fight.
Bullshit.
This isn't a knock on anybody right there. What I'm just saying is you have a 17-time world champion who's polished, if it was a real sport, against somebody who likes the sport and the MMA kind of gets over on it. You don't have much of a contest to see there from most genres. We also, how many of us boxing fans? We had our hearts ripped out. When Conor McGregor with zero experience goes out there and gets the best of the greatest ever in Floyd Mayweather for the better part of 30 minutes. Because what we found is that, hey man, apparently this boxing isn't as real of a sport as we all thought it was. Apparently it's not. Apparently you can take a guy who's never lost in professional boxing and put him with a guy who's never done it and get 30 minutes of a back and forth contest. The point I'm trying to make to you is this. While those sports are shams, while the validity of the 17 championships, world championships that Holly had in boxing and kickboxing are complete shams, Holly Holm is not. I favor Holly Holm in this fight. I think that's a good money fight. A good money bet right there. Holly Holm's very fast. Holly Holm can punch and kick, and she can find her target. The other side of that coin is she can take a shot, she can take a kick. Holly Holm's not going anywhere. She's in fantastic shape. I think you could say those same things about Cyborg. I understand that, but I'll offer you one more. Holly Holm is made for these kinds of situations. If we've seen anybody that's got ice through their veins, that doesn't mind walking into that arena first. Doesn't mind having to stand there and get cold when their opponent comes out and is pumped up, and that's who everybody's behind, and the odd makers and the fans support it as well. And then can go and deal with the situation, can take the punches, can slow the fight down, can find her shots, can chalk away, can take the fight deep, no problem. It's Holly Holm. She's a very special fighter. Her accolades in boxing and kickboxing, look, I'm going to pick on those a little bit. That's not her fault, though. When you're in a disorganized sport, if the promoter at the end of the night says, oh, and by the way, this fight's for the championship, and you win that fight and they hand you the championship, she's got the right to call herself the champion. The competitive architecture that takes place in those sports is far different than other mainstream sports. That's all I suggest to you. Holly Holm is a world champion. She beat Ronda Rousey as a 7-1 underdog and won that world championship. She went out there and defended it against Miesha Tate for 4.5 successful rounds. Step back in there with the Iron Lady, that's a fight I thought she won. She definitely should have won if that was scored correctly in the deduction from it. And here she is with Cyborg. I mean, this is just a good fight for Holly. And I know that Cyborg's intimidating. I know she's scary, but I also know that that's what gets her over a lot. Most fighters have already conceded that in the locker room. Holly Holm is not going to do that. Holly is going to be a little bit faster. What happens after that? I don't know. It's a great contest. It's a very good contest. But I will go on record and I will tell you, I really do think Holly's going to reach in.
Before I go to the fight, we usually get our nails done, hang out and relax, and get ready for the weekly concert. So this is kind of a fun time. Little decompressing, all the rush and get ready for the fight. Only certain people get Holly Holm these years. Holly Holm. My very, very best friend, we're with him, we're like sisters, so I'm really blessed to be surrounded by some really, really good people. Better your foot than your face. So it's different. Roadblocks never the same. You never know what path it's going to take. So it's probably really too. My friends are pretty low maintenance. They're pretty, but it's fun to be around them and kind of others.
I will stay here for 2 more days and try to stay more as possible with my son, my wife, you know. Oh, it's mine.
You know, Spider Week 20 by the moon of water, unsalted nuts, and lots of salad, right? So Spider Week.
That's my first key.
Okay, pausing to plug in the charger.
My mouth.
My name is Mel.
Okay, start cutting away. And she has made some dessert for Christmas. Quite right. Tonight, look after music performance institute. It's like crazy, Jim. I never saw it before. And we're gonna cut the book tonight. So I mean, they just had easy life.
Back to your side. Back to you.
Okay, rhythm.
So I have a graphic Yeah,
That's great.
Yeah, and she
That's your main
decides
training partner. She decides
to
you
go
know
over
what?
the Misha Tate footage
Yes.
and see how easy Misha choked Holly.
She
Not
can
easy,
pull that
but
card out.
Yeah.
That's in her back pocket. She goes, all right, on the feet, it's getting a little tricky. I'm going to grapple.
She has a hard time making 45 pounds.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, she would be better off if there was a 155-pound woman's weight class. She shouldn't have to cut so much weight. Yeah, I mean, she leaned out. She looks leaner now than she did when she was fighting in Strikeforce. You know, I think when she fought like Gina Carano, she was fucking gigantic. She's much smaller now.
It's such a good fight, though,
But
man,
she's
for
still,
Holly and her.
she's still a destroyer. You know, it's like, I think for a
It's
lot
been a
of
long
fighters,
time coming for
yeah.
her, man. I feel like she's finally got to it where she deserves this.
Well, she definitely deserved this big, high-profile fight, but so does Holly. You know, they both do. It's a really interesting fight because, like, clearly Holly's dangerous, right? She head kicks Ronda, knocks her out. She head kicks Betch Correia, knocks her out. She head kicked Germaine de Randamie, who's a multiple-time world Muay Thai champion. Head kicks her, drops her, and a lot of people thought she should have got that decision. At the very least, it was super fucking close, and Germaine's one of the best strikers in the world. She's a nasty striker.
So then if Holly and Cyborg just strike, who gets the edge?
Well, see, here's the thing. Like, you can't sleep on Holly. Like, she's probably got a disadvantage when it comes to punching power, and probably are significant.
Not probably,
Yeah. We don't really know because Holly has dropped people, and she does have sharp punches, and she's an 18-time world women boxing champion. I mean, there's a lot of craziness to what Holly was able to do as a striker with her hands.
Holly's more decorated with her straight striking.
But then Cyborg hits.
She hits so fucking hard, and she's so aggressive.
Well, did you see Cyborg going against the gold medalist in the number one female boxing world? I think Clarissa Shields. Is that her name?
That is her name. Yeah.
Did you send me that footage?
It's amazing.
Bang.
You sent that? I mean,
Yeah. Clarissa Shields is no joke.
No, she's best boxing.
So
Jimmy,
good.
bring that up. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's fun to watch too because you realize, okay, well, she can hang in the pocket. She takes a tremendous shot. But if you really want to be impressed by Cyborg, I say you look at her one Muay Thai loss
That she lost,
to Jorina Barge.
Preach.
I didn't see it.
He's a
Jorina
Bellator.
Barge, yeah, she's in Bellator kickboxing now. Jorina Barge is a monster. She's this really tall woman from Holland who's got outstanding technique, and she was nobody was fucking with her. She couldn't get a fight for years. So she's given her some coaching here.
So Cyborg decided to fight that Muay Thai monster, and it went to a decision.
Yeah.
And Cyborg landed some good shots.
Yeah, not only did it go to a decision, does Cyborg have new tattoos on her legs?
No, that's tape. That's like a performance tape.
On the top end of her? Oh, wow, how weird. It's all crisscrossy?
Yeah.
Shitty video, huh? But Cyborg got dropped a bunch of times, kept getting up, you know, came after her, and was there for the fucking final bell, still swinging, trying to take her
That
out.
Muay Thai girl had her hand full. It
She
wasn't
did.
a walk in the park.
It was not a walk in the
And
park.
she's a specialist.
And she's so good. Jorina
She's
Barge,
huge.
if you watch her fight, she's so good. So here's Cyborg sparring with these girls.
But look at Cyborg.
She's hanging in there. Yeah, look how she gets the body
Of
to
course,
the head.
she's doing work, though.
She is. She's so good, man. But these girls are going at it. This is not like a light sparring session. This is almost like a fight. You know, and she's got to be careful because Cyborg has big fucking power. So she's treating this like this is a dangerous fight for her.
Shit.
She's landing these shots, but she's realizing like the stuff that's coming her way, she can't take one of those on the point of the chin. She's getting tagged. Look at this. Cyborg tagged her a couple times. But she's clearly like the more polished professional boxer.
Cyborg's doing work, though.
She is. She's doing.
You're not like,
Look at
oh,
that
shit.
beautiful left hook to the body. Ooh, that step in left hook to the body. Oh, that's pretty. She's so good. It's
I can't
so
wait for
important
this fight, man.
for a girl like her to get that kind of sparring in too.
Hell yeah.
I mean, who the fuck wants to spar with Cyborg?
No one.
There's
That's how it
two
came
people.
about. Cyborg signed up. No one wants to spar with her. So this girl's like, I'll do it.
Wow. Let her kick you.
I gotta say that.
Let her wrestle.
I
Take a
gotta see
fucking elbow.
that Muay Thai fight. Was it close?
It was a clear, unanimous decision, but it was dangerous at every turn.
Yeah. And also that woman,
You have more-
that's her thing.
You have more respect for Cyborg after you watch it.
Yeah.
She wasn't going to win, but she fucking did work.
She got head kicked with a stomp. She got like front push kick to the face, like right on the chin. Her neck snaps back. She falls down. She gets up, just still chasing after her. She's a warrior, man. She's a fucking warrior. But so is Holly. Holly just comes off like cleaner and like, You know, she comes off like more polished, and she's very pretty, and she's very calm and very kind, and nice to hear her talk.
I think where female fighting's at, you know, it's such a high level now with these two that whoever wins this is the best of all time.
I think it's the forefront of the feminist movement.
Boom, boom. No pressure, ladies.
No worries. It's a very important fight for the sport, that's for sure. You know, because no one really out there who, in my mind, is compelling, is willing to step in and challenge Cyborg other than Holly.
Well,
Like,
if you were going to fight like Andre Arlovski, Frank Mir back in the day, there's no one there. Tim Sawyer, Arlovski.
Is there anybody in Bellator who would do work in?
Good point. Good question.
Female?
I don't think they're at the same level yet in the female division, but there's some real good talent there. There's some good female talent in MMA, period, right now.
Rose Young, Jimson Ewing, and Jim Jack, that rematch is going to be sick.
Oh, yeah, that's an interesting rematch. You gonna throw up?
I'd be close.
Really?
Yeah, I eat all day and I drink all this caffeine.
Did you like really swallow and spit? It's like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
brought a garbage can over.
Yeah, I know. I get a garbage can.
You really
No,
want
I'm not
to be...
sick. I just
go throw it.
too much
Make yourself
caffeine.
throw up like a chick.
I might, man. I might purge it.
Just go
Go eat a deer stick.
Yeah, that
No.
That doesn't help, right?
Don't.
That's like, how you want pork chops and a cigar? I'm feeling nauseous. Have a couple pork chops, smoke a cigar, you'll be fine.
Have a sausage sub with extra mustard.
Gag.
I got the
You want to smell my breath?
This fight is important. It's important for the sport, right? It's important to figure out what style you need to beat Cyborg. Like Tanya Evinger just fought a wild sort of brawling style, and that's like very limited success. But it was like one of those things where Cyborg just keeps advancing, and in every exchange you
Just
realize
matter of time.
she has so much more firepower. But Evinger's, you know, she was trying to win that fight.
She's tough as a gun.
Yeah, she was trying to win that fight. This is a different fight because Holly is very dangerous, and she has that weird style.
That is like the strangest thing I've ever seen. It does it like almost like more than Mama does. Every time my alarm clock comes on, everybody immediately wakes up and runs to me. It is the weirdest fucking thing. I do not understand it. Isn't that weird?
They love it. It sounds wonderful.
You like it too.
I do. I can't stop humming it.
I know something weird.
Shit. Oh no! Wrong turn. Fuck. Wish they would quit giving me Pepsi cans. Be doing way better. Look at that. Oh no. What happens when you have a really good game but started off really shitty? Could do this just to show that, but it's really meaningless because look at this. I can change the settings and the score stays the same. It doesn't matter if you have that photo with the options menu.